Welcome everyone today here on a beautiful Sunday morning to watch the visiting TCU Horned Frogs take on the SMU Mustangs. Really happy to be here with you today. My name's Colin Stewart.
I'm Morgan Alexander.
And we're really excited to watch a big battle today. SMU coming off a tough loss last night against Clemson, and TCU coming off a big weekend last weekend against Arkansas, and then taking a huge win against LSU. So really excited for a big matchup today. SMU and TCU usually a really emotional game, and it's definitely going to come down to the wire with this one, and just really excited to be here to watch it.
You know, we talked about earlier that SMU is ranked top 25-ish in the country, and TCU is not, but that doesn't really matter because it is a rivalry at best, right? It's a battle of the iron skillet, you know, in football and in basketball and every other sport, and they continue that rivalry right here on the lacrosse field today.
Exactly. It really bleeds over to other sports. And like you talked about, this iron skillet battle, these teams really want to come home with that iron skillet, and they're really, really excited to be here today to play. And it's really just going to be a really fun game for us to watch. You know, it really is always just such a close matchup. There's a battle in every single spot on the field. There's always going to be action for us to watch, and it's really going to be exciting today.
Yeah, you know, we talked about earlier just these two teams and what they bring to the table, and we talked about the coaching staff for TCU and how amazing it is to have two former Division I players coaching this team. Now, we're talking about Jason Knox, who's playing professionally in the NLL
yes.
for Panther City. He was at Hobart, was a star there. Then he went over to Ohio State and was a star there, and now playing professionally and decided, you know, I'm going to come help out with this team and be an assistant coach. What he is bringing to the table is something unmatched, right? He could go be a Division I coach anywhere in the country, and he's choosing to do it here. So he's bringing this Canadian-style, flashy-style play to this team, something that maybe they've never really quite seen before, but it's definitely adding a little bit of spunk in this offense.
Well, and you see it all over the field. I mean, especially in the way that he puts in the man-up situations. What TCU does is they do a great job of compressing that defense, which already is really playing such a tight box there, and they're able to sling it all over the field. They're really finding those alleys, and you see it, that's so much Canadian style with those cuts in the backside we're going to see a lot of today on any offensive possession, and we're really going to be able to see his impact on this team.
Yeah, and you know, we go back to his Canadian style play. He is Canadian, and most of the time, you know, my old head coach I played at Syracuse was Gary Gate, and he's very creative, and that's what you get with Canadian players. He's brought a lot into the Syracuse men's lacrosse program for a reason, right? They play differently. They play a fast pace, but also this box lacrosse, stick skill oriented offense, which is sometimes you don't quite find. And a lot of times at the club level, you find a lot of run and gun, not a lot of offensive setup, let's just go for it. And he's bringing something different, a more slowed down pace, but creative and more articulate to score some goals here.
No, exactly. Sometimes you find TCU and they really just rush the ball, and they're going really too fast. They're taking that first opportunity, but what Knox has really brought to the team is that idea of just slowing the ball down. You want to get the ball around the horn, figure out what the defense is doing, also just not letting them get settled as well. So really, once you get that first possession, you know, you're really trying to get that ball around as fast as possible, get them really on their heels, and then that's when you attack.
Yeah, I think another thing for today is the physicality that's going to be in this matchup. Because it is a rivalry, anytime there's a rivalry, doesn't matter if you're top 10 in the country and they're, you know, not even ranked, it does not matter. It's always going to be a physical matchup just because of the level of, you know, want to win in a battle for the iron skillet, as they call it.
Well, and this is no different. I mean, SMU usually runs most of their offense out of their attack. TCU is really well known for a really tough defense. They got some big guys back there. We got number 43, Sam Ferguson. He's a real big guy they have right there on the crease. We have Owen Gelbert also back there as well, a really physical guy. And that physical style of play is what we're going to see this entire game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about earlier, too, just the level of, you know, these two teams and knowing that a lot of these guys could have played Division I, Division II, but came here because they wanted to be a part of a Power 5 program that competes in football and things like that. They wanted to be a part of that aspect of the college experience. So they came here and they played lacrosse, and that's why they're having so much success, because they are that talented and now bringing it at this level.
Well, and like you said, they're that talented, and they're also here to have fun. I mean, these guys take this seriously, but it's a really well-knit group on both sides of the ball, and they're here to support each other and have a really good time. And I think that also plays a lot into it, is that they're doing what they love, and they're really enjoying themselves here at the school of their choice. A lot of them choosing to stay closer to home here in Texas, and that's really also a big thing to talk about when it comes to the MCLA, is that opportunity to stay close to home.
Well, I know for a fact I'm really interested to see how creative this TCU offense is. Just having, you know, Jason Knox as their assistant coach, I'm really interested in that today.
No, it's really something special to watch. You're going to love it, and we're going to see it on both sides of the ball here today.
Awesome.
All right, now both teams are going to be just about to take the field here as we're going to watch, like we've talked about multiple times now, is a really physical matchup, and it's really going to start from that first minute right there, and just really excited to kind of see, as you talked about, what TCU brings on their first offensive possession here, but also how SMU responds. They got a really talented defense in there, a goalie seasoned now. We played him a couple of times, lefty, really, really quick in the cage, really agile, able to kind of get across to make that save. So that'll be interesting to watch TCU when they have those back cuts in the backside, how quickly SMU's goalie can kind of get across there and make those saves. And also in TCU side of the net, Carter Schubert, now a junior, really had an immediate impact right there as a freshman. Talented goalie, could really be playing anywhere he wanted, but we're grateful to have him here at TCU, and he's going to create a problem for SMU's offense today.
Well, also I'm really interested to see the clearing aspect of things. Clemson really struggled to clear in a game I watched recently, and SMU did not come away with that win, even though they struggled on the clear. So I want to see what they could do differently to help press on this team and maybe force some turnovers right on the ride and not just let them get over with ease.
That's, I think, a really important thing is that TCU also has struggled with the clear in times. Last weekend, we finally saw them getting some success against LSU, which normally, again, very physical game. It's going to be tough to clear in any of those types of things, but they had a lot of success last weekend, hoping to bring that in this weekend again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the ride is so important, and sometimes it's very underrated. I think you watch some of these Division I teams play yesterday on TV, and a lot of success that they had is getting pressure on that defense. A lot of defenders don't want to clear the ball. I say that all the time. They don't want the ball for a reason. They want it to their middies. They want their middies to run it over. And so getting up on them early and creating that pressure will cause some turnovers early. And then you get in their head, and it's a mind game for the rest of the game.
No, exactly. I mean, your goal right there is to force those long pulls to pass that ball across the field. And I know personally, I play goalie, and your first look is going to be up the field towards those short sticks guys.
Exactly.
If not, they're the ones cutting back to the ball to create that opportunity, because you want it in their hands to get that ball over the midline as fast as possible.
Yep.
And looks like we are going to have SMU with, or TCU with a face-off violation, SMU with the ball. It's going to be one violation for TCU, as SMU is now in the offensive side of the ball. Going to have the ball behind hand, trying to get their men on the field and look what they can do here. Looks like they're compressed a little bit down low, but getting the ball up top here. Going to be looking to take a run down the side. Great defense there by JT Macedo. Oh.
Miscommunication there. That can't happen, right?
That cannot happen.
Moving the ball around quick offensively is how you find success, right? And if you can't do that, it's going to be a long day on offense.
I mean, seriously, as TCU attempts to get the ball here, but SMU is going to fight, and looks like they're going to get possession here, bringing it back into the zone. That's going to be a full reset, full 80 for them.
Out of bounds.
Oh, TCU ball now. Billy Niles, number 17, with the ball.
Showing that physicality already, right? Getting him onto the sideline, pushing him out.
Carter Schubert now with the ball. He's going to find Matt Lockman right there in the middle as he splits two, and now TCU is going to be on the offensive here. Oh, Will Gambrell coming down the alley. That's a specialty right there with a shot. Oh, just off cage. But TCU is going to keep possession of the ball. Mack with the ball now. Really special guy. Had a couple of great games last weekend. He's a freshman, too, looking to make a really big impact. So excited to see what he brings to the table today. And Ethan Griffith with the shot on cage.
And that's just a great right-handed alley dodge. Pass across, clear space, dodge, strong hand, get underneath, and finish that shot low. That's exactly what you want. You have to create space on the offensive end if you're going to get some good shots here today.
They really have to. And that rotation there, that Ethan Griffin coming around the backside. Will Gambrell kind of cleared through, had that shot. Then Mack with a great pass across, and Ethan saw the opportunity and took it right down the alley.
But defensively-wise, you have to realize, right, most players are righty strong. You cannot give him that entire alley to just rip a shot on the keeper.
Another face-off here. Joe Cav is going to take the win as he passes it back. Face-off X is also going to be another key thing here today. I know TCU's got a great face-off taker in Joe Kavanaugh, and SMU is able, like we talked about, really physical, able to kind of compete for that ground ball, which is really all they're trying to do there. You want to get those guys on the wings in as fast as possible, create a ground ball opportunity, and hopefully make it 50-50 for each team. Wow.
Yep. Another thing, exact same play as before, clearing space. The D has to get up on him. He had way too much space to get his hands free and rip that shot from outside. A little cut through, come across the top, and just rip it sidearm, and that's exactly what they're looking for today. If you don't get up on him soon, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, that's Robbie Hoyt, freshman. Again, kind of really trying to find himself on this team, especially being a younger guy. But a lot of confidence from him as the team tries to build him up because they know what he can really bring to the table. So great to see him find some success early. If he has a hot hand, TCU is going to be looking great all day long. Joe Cab with another great face-off win there as TCU looks to get it, kind of keep on the heat here back in SMU's defensive zone.
Face-offs win games. Realistically, you can't get the ball, you can't score, right? And that's the hardest part. You could be talented offensively, but your defense has got to make a stop here.
I think that's such a good point, is that if you're not winning face-offs, you don't have the ball. So your defense is repeatedly just playing D. They get really tired, really worn out, and that's more than ever when you need to get a face-off there to get the ball on the offensive side, give the defense a break, let them catch their breath in order to actually compete in a game like this.
Right, we talk about, some big Division I programs like Syracuse. They have had such a talented offense, but their face-off game has been just a struggle for them.
It's been a real struggle.
So they brought in some new guys in hopes, like, can we get the ball on offense, please, here, right? We're not going to lose by 10 every game if we get the ball.
Oh, Brady with a pass out. Oh, looks like they're going to pull it back out. Mason Wells with the ball now. Trying to find inside.
Great
job. What a great job. Mason Wells up top. Another really talented shooter there and just finding the gap. Like you talked about, they're not pressing up top enough and just letting TCU kind of take those rips from outside, and they're really taking advantage of it right now. That off-stick side, because he's a lefty, so they're shooting that left side of the net, and they're really just cashing in on those opportunities right now.
They're not moving the ball through X very often. So if I'm SMU's defense, I am getting up, maybe even putting on a double team on the ball up top. They're giving him way too much time and space to turn and shoot. And this is going to be a long game for them if they cannot get that pressure soon.
Joe Cab with yet another face-off win. Wow, taking a rip right away. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Wow, that was just a perfectly placed shot, stick side low. That's exactly what you want coming from the outside. You want that shot low to low. It's going to be hard for the goalie to follow. It looks like there's a defenseman sort of blocking his way right there at the beginning, and so the goalie takes them that much longer to actually see the shot coming.
Well, that's what I was thinking there. I personally think, the low to low is a decent shot, but I think the goalie should have seen that coming. It didn't have that much heat behind it. It was a good transition play there, but again, why are you sinking in? You got to get up on them. You got to get in their hands. They're great shooters from outside. You cannot play that zone type of defense that they're playing right now.
Well, and if you're not going to put that pressure on there to let themselves get comfortable, then they're going to just do that the entire game.
Oh, they're going to have their way.
Looks like SMU's trying to fight for it here.
This ground ball on the sideline.
Oh, it's going to be TCU ball yet again. JT Macedo, number 44 with the ball. Great defensive midi there for TCU. If he's playing well, kind of keeping SMU on that outside, they're going to be looking real good on defense today.
Again, where is the slide coming from, right? I don't think, where's number 12? Who do you have? Where's your slide? That's what they're missing on this defense right now, is they're just letting him get one hard dodge like that, his hands free, shot.
Yeah.
It's happened 4 or 5 times in a row. You got to send the early slide. I know it's not the best thing in the world to leave early, but you got to do it. They're getting their hands free, and they're great shooters.
Oh, looks like it's going to be SMU ball now. Little mistake by TCU. SMU gets lucky here, gives their defense a break.
Let's see what they can do on offense now, finally getting the ball.
Wow, they get a shot. Wow, what a great play. Finding the guy inside and just one-on-one with the goalie. Not much you can do there from a goalie perspective, but you really can't let that ball get in there.
A lot of ball watching there, right? We saw him coming full speed down the alley. They were all watching ball. Is he going to rip it from outside? And just a nice pass inside for an easy finish. You cannot be ball watching on defense. You have to find your guy in the middle. That's way too easy.
Well, SMU gets a goal here, stopping the TCU streak, hoping to make that the last of it so they can kind of get back into this game. Definitely their morale, you want to keep that high, and you let that get too low too early. TCU is really going to take advantage of that and put it away really before it's even over.
Well, we just saw offensively what they can do. So
exactly. They can find those opportunities. But TCU is going to get the ball here yet again as Robbie is going to bring it into the zone. Looks like TCU is going to be bringing on their number ones again here to hopefully deal some damage from a TCU perspective. They really want to keep this scoring streak going. Just kind of getting the ball around, seeing what the defense is doing here.
They like to use their middies on offense. They're not really using their attack as much, it seems like to me. Great Dodgers, though, from up top. Very good Dodgers.
They're really talented Dodgers. They do such a great job. I think that's why they have so much confidence in their middies that they kind of let it rotate out of them.
Great two-man game.
Looks like SMU's getting a little bit better, those AJ slides there.
Yep.
They were losing it a little earlier, but they got their groove now. Some more communication on the defensive side of the ball. Wow, like you talked about, that was, I think, a slide they could have gone earlier there. They get lucky that Matt kind of held on to that ball just a little bit longer. Really strong slide, but definitely could have sent that a little bit earlier.
I mean, you know what they're doing, right? They've done the same thing 5 times in a row. You got to send it. At some point, you got to believe in your defense. Like, we got to go. We got to go. Get up in his hands. Make him turn the ball over like you just did right there.
Yeah, great play by SMU. Is going to put it on the offensive side of the ball here. Hopefully to get another goal here. Lessen this deficit to 2. As SMU now has the ball up top. Like I said earlier, they definitely are more an attack-focused team. A lot of things are going to function out of the attack, and that's where their dodges are. They're going to come from the backside here and look from a cut coming from up top, hoping to catch the defense on a swivel there.
Yeah, creating some physical defense. They're leaning in. They want the defender to get up on him so that they can make a low shot right around him. They don't want to get their hands free typically. They just kind of want to lean into that defense, make them play aggressive and get around him. And some players like that. I can't say I was that way when I played, but some players like that, especially in the men's game.
As SMU now has the ball up behind. Seen a couple of opportunities, but not a shot on cage yet.
Right, leaning, he's drawing that slide there, right? And that's what you want. You want to draw the slide, kick it up, move the ball faster. You have to move the ball faster.
Oh,
it's tip. That's good.
Great tip there by Owen. It is going to stay SMU ball, but kind of great job getting the stick in there.
Telegraphing passes, though, right? Like, you got to move it the other way. You can't stare down at the person next to you, be like, I'm going to pass it to you. It's so obvious.
And this is not the team to do it against either.
No.
They do such a great job watching those crossing passes, and even a pass right there, just a normal one. They're able to really get their stick in there, cause them disruption, and it really puts the offensive side of the ball, they're really on their heels there because they don't have as much confidence. Going to be moving out a lot more, which TCU loves. Oh, but they find one inside here. Great check there. That's Andrew York. SMU's going to keep the ball, but the shot clock here is definitely waning. Oh, almost gets that on cage coming up from around. Definitely putting that in the right area, though. He was looking for that offside top corner right there, which can be a tough shot for the goalie to kind of move across the cage right there, but can't seem to get that on cage.
Turnover. That's the hardest part, right? You're going to dodge from behind. We got to have backside cutters being ready to step in and finish that shot. It can't just be a one-on-one. They're drawing the slide. Okay, well, where is the person wide open in the middle? You have to realize if my guy leaves, I'm wide open, right? It's as simple as that, but you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked.
Well, in an unforced turnover like that, it's just not what you want to see. Like I said, it kind of just decreases that confidence, and you really haven't really tested the goalie at all. They have one shot on cage, which was a goal, but just was a one-on-one goal. You know, it's not really something that Carter's going to remember too much, and you really want to test a little bit more. As wow, TCU continues to take advantage of these opportunities on offense. Just great goal there.
Drew the slide, kicked it back up top, step down shot. That's what you want, right? You got to draw that slide, find the open person, step down and shoot.
That was Carlo Miggins on the goal, another freshman on this TCU offense here. Does a great job outside. Looks like a great pass there, and Carlo takes advantage of that opportunity, steps in. Once again, defense just a couple of steps away, giving them that opportunity to shoot on the outside, which TCU is going to take all day long. Like we talked about, a lot of talented shooters on the offensive side of the ball, so they're going to take advantage of that all day long if they keep giving it to them. As SMU's going to get the ball here, looking to, he's going to go straight for the net here, it looks like, going right on. Oh, wow, what a fantastic save by Carter Schubert. Flag down, free play for SMU.
Free play, yep. Oh.
And they aren't going to take advantage, as TCU's going to get that ball as we find out what this penalty is.
Again, that's a free possession. You have to utilize that, right? You get a good play set up, you draw it up, and then you reset if you don't have it. You can't just force it in the middle the minute the flag is thrown. It's a free play. You know, get the ball around, get a good shot. Okay, it doesn't go. Now we get a reset.
That's such a great point. Really good point. They have an opportunity there to take advantage of a free play, kind of run whatever they want. Take your time. You have a lot of time. The shot clock was not low there. They had, I think, over 60 seconds there. So take advantage of that. But they are going to be on the man up here just for 30 seconds as it was a hold. Wow, they take advantage immediately. once again, they find the guy inside, get one-on-one with Carter, and those are some great opportunities if they can continue to do that throughout this game.
Right, when you're man up, it's all about moving the ball. You should never be one-on-one dodging someone in a man up situation. If you find yourself doing that, you are not utilizing the man up situation. Move it around, get the defense to shift in their zone, and find the open person to make a step down shot. That's what they did right there, and it was fantastic.
No, they really did a great job there. As SMU is not going anywhere, they are going to stay. They really want to stay inside this game. I mean, like you said, this is a very big game, especially for the LSA conference. I mean, we're already talking about playoff seedings and stuff like that, so they really need a good win today, in conference win. Same thing with TCU, though, as they both are looking to try and make themselves a power to be reckoned with here in the LSA.
And here in the faceoff, it's been back and forth, and it's been good for SMU to get the ball on offense a little bit here.
SMU's going to have a shot. Great save by Carter Schubert. That offside hip save, and TCU's going to retain possession of that ball.
Watching this game, you feel like TCU should be up by like 6 or 7 with how much they've had the ball. I would like to see them utilize their possession a little bit longer, maybe take some time off the clock and get a good shot so they can really start to pull away here.
As they are going to take their time here just a little bit as they get their personnel back on the field. And Brady is going to go straight for the net here. Look across to Mason Wells up top. Mason Wells tries to take a shot. Oh.
Not the shot you're looking for there, right? He already got up in your hands. That's when you move the ball again and get rid of it, right? You cannot force through, 3 or 4 defenders. They're doing a better job rotating up top and getting up in their hands. They know what they're doing. They're trying to make adjustments here.
As SMU is going to get a successful clear here, back on the offensive side of the ball. Definitely excited to see what TCU is starting to bring to this D, as they've now seen what SMU can do offensively. I feel like they're definitely in a better position here to actually play some good defense, test them a little bit, get them a little uneasy, and see actually how they play in that idea. Oh, wow. It's that same shot there again on that outside right there.
Dodge, draw one, pass it off, rip shot. That's what you're looking for. They're very good in transition, I will say that, and that's where they've had a lot of success so far offensively. It's just a settled offense. We got to see them move the ball quicker.
SMU with the ball behind. We've seen them have a lot of success coming from this spot. Now they're going to have the ball up top, looking to make a dodge down the alley. Great defense by Billy Niles, keeping him outside. Ball behind now. Oh, finds a great backside cut. Wow, that was close.
It's a great cut, right? But he should have started over a little bit further. He had no angle when he caught that ball. You start that cut over a little bit further to your left and then roll inside. You'd have a lot more options on cage with more angle.
SMU now with the ball. Right in that same alley spot on that side. Oh, there was an opening there, but great job by the TCU D knocking that down. Carter Schubert passed over the top, over the head of Billy Niles. Oh, but he's going to get it.
Great handle.
As we always know, that's a ball that you never want to underthrow. Overthrowing it is always what you want to do there. Give your guy the opportunity there, but if you're underthrowing it, you're giving the opportunity for SMU to just take that and bring it right back into your face.
Exactly, and I think the hardest part is that play either goes great or that's like the shaking your head on the sideline. Why would you throw that, right? If it were me, I'd be making the easy pass and taking care of the ball. But hey, when it goes good, look, it's perfect. But when it's bad, it's like, oh my gosh.
TCU has seen a lot of success with that career, especially with Billy Niles, able to kind of streak across the top there. When he sees that shot, got a lot of confidence in Scoob making that save and being able to hit him on that. As TCU, unfortunately, not able to do much there with an errant pass. SMU back on the offensive here.
Setting the double, right?
That was a great play by TCU there.
They want a long stick on him, right? They don't want a shorty on him behind the cage. It's a kind of a mismatch there.
Oh, great slide there.
It's a great play.
Sam Ferguson with a huge hit there at the end of the play, coming there for the number 2 slide.
I think they're starting to use that two-man game, drawing that slide and getting rid of it quickly. They just have not had success getting on cage with their shots. It's been over the crossbar, wide left. Once they start hitting the cage, it'll be a different ball game. It's a great cut.
Oh, not able to connect there, and it is going to be TCU ball. Once again, just one of those errant passes that SMU cannot afford right now. They really need to keep those possessions, give their defense a little bit of break, but also kind of see what they have on the offensive side of the ball, what opportunities they have, what they need to do differently. Will Ralph with the ball now, trying to get it over. Oh, and right by. Great clear by Will Ralph. Always a lot of confidence putting the ball in his stick, definitely, even though he's just a defensive midi. Really quick, really agile, has a great handle of the ball, and just great vision when he's going up the field. Ethan Griffin now with the ball up top. He had that great goal earlier from up top, actually. Nice low shot, low and away. Now Will Gambrell coming down the ball on the outside. Matt Lockman on the outside. Great pass over the top there. Dang, Mac's really going to want that one back.
Ground balls for SMU have been horrible. The thing is I think they get so excited that they're there, right? They're there, and they just can't come up with that ball. You have to come up with those ground balls on defense. That's your job, right? That's your job. When they talk about doing your job, ground balls are what the defense has to do best.
TCU back to working the ball around the outside, trying to find that opening. Oh, Will Gambrell with a shot there. As you talked about earlier, that's just not the best angle necessarily to come for a shot. You don't have a lot of cage to work with. I know Will is a great shooter when it comes to those situations, but definitely not the opportunity we want in this situation. Oh, as Lockman's taken down in there in the middle with a shot. TCU is going to keep possession, luckily.
Again, right, kind of charging through 3 or 4 people. I'd like to see people on the opposite side ball clear through to create that space for him to turn the corner.
Looks like, I believe that's going to be a shot clock violation. We don't have a view of the shot clock, but I believe that's going to be a shot clock violation. Now SMU back on the offensive. Like you said, we really haven't seen a ton from SMU yet, so definitely excited to see kind of what they're going to start bringing to the table in terms of offense, what they're looking for in the backside, those dodges, especially against this physical TCU defense.
Now look, they've been wide open in the middle. It's just the passes have been over their head, at their ankles, right? You got to get the ball up in their stick, and it doesn't have to be a really hard pass. We always call it a touch pass, right? Just you dodge hard, you just kind of float it in there, right?
Yep, and here it is again. SMU is going to lose possession. TCU now with the ball. Again, SMU just not taking advantage of those opportunities early, which is, they're really hoping it's not going to come back to bite them later on.
Letting them clear at ease too, right? You got to get up on him. Make him work a little bit. 33, just let him run right by him clear it over the restraining line. Or half field.
TCU looking to do a little fake play here with number 44, JT Macedo. They actually had a great opportunity with that last weekend. JT Macedo had that same kind of fake play, but it unfortunately missed the cage on the backside. But goalie had no idea where it was, so maybe they find some success with that later. Carlo with the dodge here outside, but it's going to pass it right back up top, get around the horn to Brady. Brady looking for a dodge down the alley, gets by the first man, slide coming. Wow, finds it inside. Great job there by the TCU offense. Brady drawing that slide and then finding the man open on the backside right there where the slide's coming from. Just great job all the way around by TCU.
He did a great job of realizing, hey, my defender's ball watching really hard right now. I'm going to sneak backside and finish this ball. And that's exactly what you want. You want him to dodge, look low.
Wow, that was Jack Storer there, just able to kind of bring that in on the inside, which we see a lot of times with TCU. They're not able to kind of bring that ball in on the inside, even though they have a great opening. But Jack Storer able to get that catch and get that ball in the net.
You're seeing a lot of creativity on this offense and stick skill. I think that's a difference maker here. They're coming away with a lot of hard catches and hard feeds through the middle, and SMU struggling with that today.
Joe Cav with another face-off victory for TCU, as he's going to bring the ball in for a shot. And TCU is going to get a free play here, but...
Free play, resetting the shot clock. They're kind of bailing them out here. You can't make those plays defensively. There's no point in throwing that check over his head. You're already out of position. Just hustle, get back in on defense, and play some solid defense. A lot of frustration you're seeing here right now with TCU being up 6-2. They're going to start making some risky plays that are going to cost them. You don't want TCU man up right now. That is not what you want as a defensive player here for SMU.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep it together, composure-wise, emotionally. You know, you feel like you're failing, especially on your side of the ball, but you got to keep your composure, do what you do best, and that's where you're going to find success. As we are just 25 seconds left here in the first, as TCU is kind of getting the ball around on this man up. First opportunity for TCU.
Moving the ball, checking inside, who's sliding.
Matt Lockman shot up top, stopped there by SMU. 10 seconds left here. Now SMU definitely wants to keep possession. Oh, but they're gonna. You see the idea there. SMU keeps possession of that ball there. When the whistle blows, they're gonna keep possession there. But TCU hopefully is gonna keep possession here. There's gonna be no face-off at the beginning of the second. And that's what they're going to do. TCU will start with the ball here at the second quarter. There's definitely been a lot of just TCU offense here in this first quarter. Not a ton from SMU. They found a couple opportunities there inside, but it really has just been TCU here in this first quarter.
Again, though, great point. You make that big stop on defense, and then you throw an air pass over someone's head. Hold that ball. You have 10 seconds left. Now you get the ball going in the second quarter. It's just the little things, right, that make the biggest difference. This team talent for talent-wise is right there, but ultimately right now TCU is taking advantage of SMU's mistakes. And I can't say SMU's doing that for TCU.
I have to agree there, and we're excited to see the second quarter. We are going to take a quick break while they are as well. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching again on Game On Sports Network. Welcome back here in Dallas, Texas, with TCU Horned Frogs taking on the home SMU Mustangs. We saw a lot of TCU offense here in the first quarter, up 6-2, as TCU is still man up, looking to put on some more racks here in the net, as Matt Lockman, just over the cage there. But TCU's going to keep possession of that. Now starting with the ball behind. Ethan Griffin pass up top. Lockman with the ball. Oh.
That's the ball movement you want, though. You want to spin it low. Dodge, pass, spin it low. You just got to come away with that catch and throw, right? It's the simple things here, catch and throw. It seems so obvious, but man, oh man, I feel like all the time you're like, I hit the wall 24/7, I get in the game, I miss a pass, it goes right to my stick.
Seriously, these guys just banging. I know I'm banging my head against the wall, and it is just so frustrating sometimes, especially an opportunity like that. Man up. TCU in a really great position offensively, just hoping to keep their confidence up, keep SMU on their heels, but unfortunately not able to connect here as SMU is back on the offensive. Like we said, SMU definitely has something to show here. They really want to have some success here, especially after a loss last night to Clemson. They're really trying to get back in the win column, get themselves as they back in their confidence, looking down the timeline for them with the games coming up. As we've talked about, seeding for the LSA Conference is on the line here in conference games, so they really want to win here to kind of put themselves in a better position.
I like this different type of attack from behind, right? Draw that slide right here, right? He's got to go. Now you got to step in. He's got to step in from up top. Why are you hanging way outside, right? Step in and get a good look.
And SMU's just going to have to settle for a shot right there, just over the net there.
If you stay so far outside, that is a long shot for you to make. My whole point is he drew his defender. You got to step in and call for the ball.
Well, and one thing that I know we talked about last week was the fact that Carter Schubert, the defense actually wants you to take shots from outside against Carter. He is so confident, and the defense is so confident in him taking those shots from outside that they actually want those opportunities. They may let off a little bit to make you take that shot.
Right.
And looks like, we're also going to have another shot clock violation here as they aren't able to hit the net. TCU ball, as Will Ralph, number 2, is going to take that ball. Wow. And a flag right away. I don't know.
You know, sometimes I think some of the flags are very subjective.
Yeah.
I just don't get that. I don't understand that call. He's playing aggressive. A hold, maybe?
Oh, no. They're going to call interference on him. They're probably going to say that he didn't give him 5 yards there when the whistle was blown. So they're going to call interference or some type of conduct there. It's only going to be a 30-second penalty. Here's the play here again. Oh.
I don't understand that call,
I don't know what the call was.
You know, sometimes you see some calls that just make you shake your head, but I mean, some are very obvious, some are. I like the aggressiveness on the ride there, I really do, and I hope it doesn't deter them from doing that with some calls like that.
I have to agree there, but nonetheless, TCU is going to be man up here. They weren't able to convert on their last opportunity, so definitely hoping to make some noise here, get that sideline a little hype. EJ over the pass up top to Will Gabriel. Shot. Oh.
They're getting a good stick. They're now shifting up top and getting up on them. They have to be able to cut backside. They're not utilizing their attackers from behind to just kind of pop middle. Right there's what you want. Wow. Exactly what I was just saying.
That's exactly what you were just saying. TCU with a great opportunity there. Brady with a great cut backside, first of all. Finding the defense kind of with their head turned. That's also what you're looking for on that backside. You're watching that defense, waiting for him to turn his head, and that's when you make your cut. EJ Griff, great, awesome lacrosse player, understands the game so well. Honestly, looking for Brady to make that cut and just waiting for that opportunity to get that ball to him.
Well, they're now starting to shift their defense, right? Now they're focusing on the outside shots from up top. So they're starting to watch. They're hesitating there a little bit. They don't want to jump the middle. That's when you cut backside and make them pay.
SMU is going to get the face-off win here. Still just a battle at the X every single time. And SMU really wants that ball because they need those offensive possessions, and they really have to value them. We've seen them kind of throw the ball away here a few times, and they really, especially on a possession like this, coming off of a tough goal there, shot clock violation of the last one, they really want to take advantage of this opportunity, get a good shot on net, hopefully put it in the back of the cage. As lurking for here right now. Josh was going to slide there, but thinks otherwise, going to stay inside. They're going to get the ball back into the top, makes a dodge down. Great double there.
Again, they're sending the slide early. You have to move the ball. It's not going to be a situation for SMU where you can dodge through 3 different defenders. If they're sliding, you got to have a heads up cut middle. Now we're in a transition play here.
Great fast break. Mason Wells, the ball up top. Oh, wow, just not able to convert that shot again, twice. Mack able to pick that ball up, get another shot, but isn't able to get it to the cage as SMU is going to retain possession here. Great opportunity there for TCU. I honestly don't hate that. I really like that. They had that man-up opportunity there, but unfortunately aren't, and they give it right back to SMU, who comes right back down. Oh, great check from behind from Mason Wells. They are going to call a push on them, but I think that TCU is going to be okay with that penalty, honestly.
You know, going back to that transition play, I think you're 100% right. I don't mind that, but I'm looking for that one more, right? That one more pass on the crease. Instead of just being like, I got to shoot this ball, hitch a little bit, pass it down low, make that easy pass for an easier shot, right? Make the easy pass.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It doesn't have to be a home run play. As SMU comes down the alley, actually a great shot on net. Really good save by Scoob. SMU trying to come back up with it, still on the ground. Another whistle here. And it's going to be SMU ball again. They're going to get a fresh shot clock.
Getting pretty physical here. You can see the frustration on TCU. They want to get up after them. They want to get on their hands, and it's kind of costing them right now.
SMU, wow, great pass across there, trying to find the man open on the backside. Little dodge. Will Ralph playing some great lockdown D there, not allowing much.
Let's utilize from behind, right? Where are the cutters in the middle? I like the skip pass, but it's not always perfect, right? You know, it's just, again, they want to just turn and shoot. Square those hips if you're going to make that shot. I personally would just pass it off and have a cutter come around the crease. We haven't seen much of that. We've seen a lot of just 1v1 dodging into a shot. Utilize a 2-man game. Find something a little bit more creative. Because you're not fooling the TCU defense right now at all.
You are not fooling the TCU defense. They really know what to expect here. And they had an opportunity there, kind of shot it over the cage. So trying to do something else here. Oh, not able to stay on his feet.
Right, he's about to step in. Where you got someone playing kind of a zone down in there in the middle.
Oh.
Great save.
TCU, like I said earlier, is just going to let that shot come all day long. Scoop's going to take that real easy save. Now TCU is now looking to clear. Josh Harrison now with the ball. trying to play a little 2-on-1 situation here with Will Ralph, which goes really well for them as Will's going to get the ball here on the TCU offensive.
TCU has a really good opportunity to run away with this game, right? Make it a running clock. If they can just have good possessions and just slowly pick away and get a 10-point lead, I mean, it's going to be a long day for SMU. They got to take care of the ball. They have to have good possessions and stop forcing the 1v1s.
Well, like you said, TCU knows what they need to do and what they can do to do well against this SMU defense. So as long as they just kind of keep chipping away there, they're going to be in a great spot. Wow, as they find Brady again inside, able to corral that. Not able to get the shot on cage, but TCU is going to keep possession of that.
I like that play, though. They're getting up on him up top. Look inside.
Great pick there on the outside. Shot just wide by Cole Bacher, number 50. Another great opportunity there with the pick and roll outside. He got away from his man, got his hands free, some space, but just not able to convert. Robbie really wanted the ball there.
I know. And SMU's defense is making adjustments, and I think that's the most important thing, right? They're not just sticking to their game plan. They are making adjustments on the fly, which is shown to be pretty effective down the stretch here. They've made a couple turnovers on the TCU end, so.
Robbie with a great cut over the top. Gets the ball over to Carlo. Carlo with a shot. Looks like just wide of the cage, unfortunately, once again. With a low shot clock, TCU is going to just get those defensive players on the field. I'm guessing Cole's just going to kind of roll this to the other side of the field. As he's just got to get in the right position for the refs, and that is what he's going to do.
You know, and a lot of people that watch lacrosse are always like, why do they do that, right? Why do they throw the ball at the end of a shot clock over to the other end line? Well, it's a further way to clear the ball, right? You don't want to take a shot and then give them an awesome opportunity to just quick clear up the field. You want to put them in the worst position to clear that ball. But so many people ask that question. They're like, why do they do that? And I'm like, because they want to make it harder for them to clear the ball. You don't want to put them in an easier situation. It already isn't great that you did run out the shot clock and didn't score. So let's make it so we can get in our ride a little bit.
And another thing they did was sub out their offensive players and get their defensive middies and LSM on the field immediately. That way they're ready to kind of run that ride a lot more effectively. And they actually did run a very good ride there, forced SMU to kind of have that really just scary pass right there in the middle. They are able to corral it and now have it on the offensive side of the ball. Wow, great pass inside. That was a good cut. Josh wasn't on him just enough, had a little bit of space to work with, but TCU is not going to have the ball here on the offensive. Pass inside. Oh, they had an opportunity there, but Mack is just going to pull it out, and they're going to let their offense get on the field. That way they give themselves a better opportunity. I think that's definitely a smart play there. If they don't really see that immediate opportunity, they have some great plays. Let their offense get on the field and get themselves settled. Oh,
it's a great play.
Great play.
What a great play.
Jack Storr with a great cut coming around the outside. Finds his defender lacking on the backside. That way he takes a really lap around the crease here. You're going to see here in the replay. And Mack is able to find him here as Mack kind of comes down the alley right there.
But watch the defense here. They all shift over to him, and he finds a way to be like, hey, my guy is leaving me. I got to cut harder on the crease, and I'm wide open. Those are the plays we're looking for SMU to make, and they just did down there when they turned the ball over, but you got to catch and finish. But that is fantastic, right? Draw that defense across the other side of the cage. You're wide open. It's the backside. The backside is always open in situations where they get the defense moving.
SMU is going to take a timeout here, so we are going to take a break as well. But we were right back here to continue the second quarter here at SMU. All right, and we are back here for some more second quarter action here at the Face-Off X. Once again, just a battle continuing as TCU tries to get that ground ball. They are going to call a hold here on TCU. Going to be SMU ball.
But what we've seen here on the face-off, right, it's not going to be a clean win. It has yet to be a clean, solid win at the face-off, but it's the competitiveness and going after those ground balls on both of these teams. I think they've really shown that they're not giving up from the wings.
SMU hoping to convert here, get themselves back in the goal column, stop this run on TCU to hopefully get themselves in a better position. And at this point, they really just want to set themselves up for the second half here. Choose some clock here, give your defense a break here, and start to actually get your team a little bit more excited. You definitely kind of see that morale isn't really where you want it to be.
It's a great dodge.
Great dodge here by SMU. Oh, but once again, that pass just a little too low. And Billy Niles now here trying to get a fast break opportunity here.
Also, you got to be able to use your weak hand there. He did a great roll dodge to his left hand and just did not want it there. And that's the hardest part, right? I know it's not awesome to shoot with your weak hand, but you should be able to at least get a shot off with that, especially when you're that wide open there.
Instead, looks like TCU is going to take it a little slow, get themselves in a good position to hopefully get a goal here as they try to continue to tack on this 8-2 lead. Matt Lockman, with the D-twig there.
It's a great check.
SMU is now going to have the ball long pull, trying to bring it in. Definitely hard to control, and there you see it. And TCU is going to get the ball here. Wow. SMU definitely was hoping for a good opportunity there with a D-twig there of Matt Lockman, hoping to convert there, but TCU just with a great job there, playing the defense, playing the long pull especially.
You know, I understand playing with a sense of urgency when you are down 8-2, but here's the thing, right? You don't typically want a long stick shooting that shot, right? Especially when you're down by so much. Use that possession, right? Use that possession. You still got 5 minutes left in the quarter, right? Get the ball around, get a good shot. You got to slowly pick away at this team. You can't keep having turnovers.
TCU now with the ball. Mac trying to make something happen up top. Just getting a lot of pressure. Gets it off to Will Gambrell. Passes it behind Jack Storer. Jack Storer's going to look to EJ. EJ with a great hitch. Wow, just gets taken out of the other end of that play. Once again, just a ground ball. Who wants it more? And we are going to get another flag here. Things are definitely getting a little chippy here. SMU's probably not happy, and TCU's going to feed off that energy for sure.
But going back to what we talked about earlier, you know, with Jason Knox being their assistant coach and their creativity, you can really tell TCU does a great job of moving the ball super quickly. They have phenomenal stick work, and that's like the aspect of SMU that I think they're kind of missing right now. They're not moving it fast enough, and so they won't gain any holes, so they're charging through defenders because they aren't moving it quick enough. You have to move the ball fast, and that's what TCU is doing. They're finding the open player by moving it around X and through X to find that open person.
No, like you said, that is just a really big change that we saw here immediately as Jason Knox arrived. That quick ball movement has really put a great place on TCU. If TCU can connect those passes like they have been, wow, as SMU is able to convert here. But if TCU is able to keep those passes, they're going to have some great opportunities. But SMU finally gets one in the back of the net. Just a great shot from up top. Off stick low, definitely great placement here. TCU does give them some space to shoot. Wow.
Now here's the thing, they have been using their attackers more to dodge this game, and now they're kind of making adjustments. They're like, all right, it's not working for us. What will work for us? Well, your middies stepping down and shooting like that, that is working, right? You have to make adjustments, and they are doing that. So look to see the middies more for SMU, providing some more offensive power here going into the second half.
Yeah, SMU definitely needed a goal there as they are only down 8-3 now. But like you talked about, they just really want one goal at a time here. Take your time. You still got a lot of game to play as they're not going anywhere. I mean, we can see the aggression here.
Unfortunate ground ball right to TCU. You know, that's one of those plays where, you know, you do everything right and the ball flings up in the air right to the other team. That's a good defensive set, right? You can't be mad at that, but you got to stay after them.
TCU now is going to have the ball here on the offensive side.
Again, look for that quick ball movement, find the backside, cut middle, utilize your attackers here. Great split dodge. Lefty.
Wow, great goal there from up top. That was Robbie Hoyt there on the goal again.
Hard split dodge, right to his left hand. Great shot. I'd be curious to know if he is a dominant lefty, but it sure looks like it here.
He definitely can play with both hands. He sells it real well with the right hand.
Right.
Does a great job here. Kind of goes really strong with his right hand. Looking like he's going to take that right alley. Great just cut. Kind of goes up top. Finds that opening right there. And he's going to shoot on that off-stick hip of that goalie. Another tough shot to save for a goalie perspective.
And defensively, right, you think he's a righty, so you're pushing him down that out. You want to get him out aside, and he just absolutely burns you with his left hand. And that's what you want from a great offensive midi, right? You want to be able to use both hands and really fool him here on defense.
SMU is going to get a face-off win here. Just some spectacular play at the X. We've seen a lot of great battles up there. As TCU is definitely trying to improve on that face-off as well. SMU is really giving them a run for their money there. And that's what's going to help SMU as we continue to move through this game. That's going to give them those offensive possessions to give their defense a break. Try to put TCU in an uncomfortable situation. But we really haven't seen TCU be that uncomfortable so far. They feel really good about where they are in this game. And they got to keep that confidence. SMU really wants to try and break that. Get themselves in the better column as well.
And how, here it's tough. How do you have that sense of urgency, but also taking good shots? That's what they're going to be battling right now. I need to be urgent on offense. I can't be lackadaisical, but we also have to take care of the ball and have good, solid possessions, and that's what we're looking for here.
SMU had a shot opportunity there. Going to retain possession right here from behind the goal. Making a cut up top. Pass backside. Oh, that's just a force there, unfortunately. TCU just has two guys right there and Scoop right there on the net are going to put that ball down.
Again, though, right, take care of the ball. That's not the pass you're looking for. That's not the pass you're looking for if you're up 15, right? It's across this crease. He's got two players on him. Kick it up top, move it around, find that backside.
TCU is going to get the clear here. Trying to get it out of the hands of Josh Harris at the long pole. He's going to get it across to Brady, but we are going to have an over and back because we were below that 60 mark. SMU is going to get possession.
A lot of turnovers on TCU here. They're giving SMU the opportunity. They have to take advantage here.
Oh, SMU will switch
Great
there.
Ball movement.
Shot from up top is going to go just wide left.
See there, they draw it down behind the crease, sink the defense in, kick it back up top. That's what you want. You got to make a move, though. You can't just keep passing back and forth to the same position, right? You got to draw them low, kick it back up top, where the defense is shifting so you can catch them a little bit off guard so they cannot get up in your hands when you're trying to hit a rip shot from outside. Great dodge.
Wow, SMU with a great dodge coming up in the middle, but just a great save by Carter Schubert there. Pass over the top there in the hands of Owen. Owen's going to look up top, trying to get it into the hands of Mason Wells. Ball on the ground here. Oh, just having trouble on the ground ball there.
Again, ground balls, right? That's been a huge thing for SMU. It's right in your hands. You got to pick that ball up and go the other way.
TCU is going to be able to get possession here. Looks like we're going to have a timeout TCU as TCU tries to kind of figure out what they're going to do here on offense. And we are also going to take a break here. We'll see you back here. 2:19 to play left in this really big matchup here. TCU up 9-3. And we are back here in Dallas, Texas. It's definitely coming a hot one out here. This sun is beginning to scorch. We're feeling it over here. And I'm sure the players are by now as TCU has the ball here on the offensive side. Looks like just over 2 minutes left to play. As TCU tries to get at least one or two more here before halftime. Shot from up top. Wow, and they get it. Great shot. That's by Robbie Hoyt again. Great job finding that opportunity up top. They just give him a little space to work with, and he takes advantage of it.
He is doing a great job utilizing his speed, but not also just his speed, his stick skill, right? Watch him here. He's coming down hard, down the alley, gets his hands free, and just sticks it low in a position where he can't get that stick down as a keeper to make that save. That's a great shot, right? And they're doing the same thing time and time again, but until SMU makes adjustments, how do you keep doing that?
Oh, he's going to keep doing it, and he has. That is his third goal of the game already here in the first half. He's got the hat trick there. Again, looking at that off-stick low shot, like you talked about, hard shot for that goalie to save, and especially we have a little taller SMU goalie here, so it's a little harder for him to get that down low spot. Usually you find those goalies kind of sit a little bit lower, which you see here, so just kind of TCU taking advantage of those opportunities.
That's the first clean face-off I've seen, I think, all game, so.
Shot here, great save by Carter Schubert. Long pole trying to take advantage of that opportunity. And finds JT Macedo, number 44, just hanging out right there in the middle. Looks like SMU's going to try and hold themselves here with 1:40 left. They really don't want to allow another TCU goal here going at halftime.
Again, though, SMU's got to go. You got to send that double sooner from up top. Make their attackers have to work. Clearly, they don't want to utilize them. So, again, right, pass like that. They don't want to have to pass to certain players like that, so make them have to. You have to play to what they're doing, right? They haven't made that adjustment of just really getting after their middies up top and not letting them take those ISO dodges.
Wow, great pass here by the SMU goalie over the midline here. SMU now trying to get a goal here, but just getting hammered on by number 14, Jake Vietsnik. Tough guy to play against for sure. Really good with the stick skills, sophomore. Really also stepping in that LSM role after losing Grayson Wheatman, the starter, to unfortunately a leg injury early in the season.
Again, going back to that, you know, they're going to swarm a defender that doesn't, typically we don't want to have the ball, right? You got to get rid of the ball, right? Wear the shorties, get the ball to them, and clear the ball and get into a settled offense, right? If I saw a defender like that was kind of cradling, like they didn't want it, I would absolutely swarm them on attack, and that's what they're doing here and causing some turnovers.
TCU now with the ball here, under 40 seconds to play. Trying to get one in the back of the cage here once again.
Backside's wide open right now.
Oh, you got to swing that real quick there. He still has an opportunity here, but
he's still, look how wide open he is on this backside. And making that skip pass is a tough pass here, right? But that's an easy step down shot.
Oh,
they see him.
They see him.
Pass out of bounds.
Wow, they really should have just tried to work that. Just two quick passes. He would have caught the defense at least a little bit off guard. And SMU is going to take a timeout now with 12 seconds to play.
Again, you don't want to shift the ball back and forth from the same side of the field. Backside is wide open. I keep reiterating that because it's so important, right? You never want to just, you're allowing the defense to guard almost two people at once by keeping it on the same side, right? You move it the other way, they actually have to have some ownership in who they're guarding. And they're not making them gain that ownership right now. They're letting them have one defender guard two people, and it's working great for them.
They're really doing a great job stopping those things. As we are looking here, we have 12 seconds left to play, just about to go to halftime. What is something that SMU needs to do different here as they go into halftime and try to talk about during halftime and do differently in the second half?
Yeah, I think we talked about this entire game, right? Taking care of the ball, having great possessions, moving the ball faster, and stop taking one-on-one dodges, drawing the defense, and just keep powering through, right? If someone's defender leaves you, you got to step in and say, I'm open, right? And they're not doing a great job of that. They're saying, hey, I'm going to take the double team, and I'm going to keep going through. You cannot do that. You got to move the ball, spin it through X, and kick it up top. And I just think they're kind of keeping it on the same side of the field for way too long.
Yeah, TCU is definitely doing a great job defensively, keeping SMU to stay uncomfortable there on the offensive side of the ball. They haven't had a lot to work with, and TCU definitely wants to keep that going, keep them on their heels. They don't want them to gain any confidence in order to keep this 10-3 lead going into halftime. As SMU tried to clear it, TCU's going to get the ball, short time, maybe get a goal here as Max moving inside.
Oh, great save.
What a great save right there made by the SMU keep. As time is going to expire, the score will remain 10-3 after this. What a crazy first half, honestly. TCU with a huge lead as TCU tries to get this win this weekend against SMU, get themselves continued in the win column. SMU trying to get a win after a loss last night to Clemson. Definitely excited to see kind of what they do during halftime here. What is something that TCU needs to focus on going into the second half?
I think they just can't get complacent, right? You know, you have the 10-3 lead, but you have an opportunity to get a running clock. Why not? Why not make a statement and not just win by a couple goals, right? SMU is going to regroup here and come out stronger. This isn't the SMU team that's been playing since the start of the season, so just know that. You come into the second half, it's a 0-0 game. You have to come out full speed. There's been quite a few turnovers, right? The score does not actually show the overall vibe of this game, right? It feels like it's been, tit for tat, but realistically, the score's not showing that. TCU has to do a better job of taking care of the ball and making good shots and good plays, right? It's 0-0 going into this next half, and they have to come out strong, because I can tell you right now, SMU is going to.
As you mentioned, TCU and SMU in a really big battle here. It might not appear that way on the scoreboard, but especially watching after the second quarter, it is going to be such a good second half here. These are two very good teams that play each other quite a lot, know each other well. So we're in for a really good half here in the third quarter. We're going to take a break here for halftime. Thanks again for watching on Game On Sports Network. We'll see you soon. Not the move. Oh my God. Welcome back here to Dallas, Texas. We're going to review some of the highlights here from the first half. As we watch here, Ethan Griffin with a great shot coming from the outside, shoots that ball low and away. A great opportunity for TCU here. Also, number 42, Robbie Hoyt, has a hat trick in the first half here. Does a great job, again, coming to the top, finding that space and taking that opportunity that they're giving him. Mason Wells also up top. A lot of space. They're going to take that opportunity. We've seen that a lot from TCU here in the first half.
You know, you're looking at two completely different offenses. Up top dodging for TCU non-stop. That's one of the first goals you see them actually pass inside doorstep. Now, I will say they're doing a great job of, like, you know, taking a deep breath, getting a quick hitch, and then bearing it low.
Right there again, you saw that pass in the backside there that we talked about. They're starting to find those opportunities inside and taking advantage of them that we saw there towards the end of the second quarter. So they're finally are seeing those opportunities, especially when you find a guy open on the backside there. That defense isn't really in the right positioning for that. You get one-on-one on the goalie and a great opportunity.
I would say you're finding both of these teams having to do complete opposite adjustments, right? TCU is dodging from up top. Now they're going to start using some down-low players. SMU, same thing. They utilized their attackers in the first half. They wanted to dodge from behind. It wasn't working. Now they're kicking it up top and getting some step-down shots from outside. It's completely different. They're kind of flip-flopping, but it's working for them. I think the highlight goal the first half was him driving down the sideline and having that cross-crease pass, fake and finish. That was the play you're looking for, right? But that's a lacrosse IQ play. A lot of players would stay behind the crease and not cut around the crease and call for the ball, right? They would just hold the position, but he knew my defender left, I have to step in, and he made that pass, and it was a great play.
It was a great play by TCU. They got a lot of confidence in their offense this year, especially as I talked about. They got a lot of freshmen on that side of the ball. I mean, we have two freshmen right here starting on our attack here with Cole Bacher, number 50, and you also got number 21, Mack, who have really started to feel their roles. You know, TCU had a really rough start. They kind of went 0-4. They played 4 of the top teams in the country, 3 of them being ranked right now. And I think they lost a lot of confidence in themselves. And especially last weekend, huge win over Arkansas, and then a really, really great win against LSU as well, are really trying to look to take that and keep moving that forward. The freshmen really experiencing what TCU lacrosse is, and I think TCU is really finding themselves now.
And we talked about that, right? You want to be a team that gets better as the season goes on. You don't want to start off, show your hand, and never get better, and that's what you're seeing with TCU right now. Also, it's really important to note that we think we have a goalie change for SMU going into the second half.
Yes, no, that's going to be a really big thing, because we're also switching to a righty goalie. So I think it's going to change up the shooting patterns just a little bit of TCU once they figure out kind of where they could shoot. They figured out that low shots are going to do really well on that other goalie. But now we're looking at a righty goalie. He looks a little bit shorter, interested to see, very athletic. So definitely excited to see kind of what TCU decides to do here as SMU has the ball here on the offensive side, trying to just get a goal in, get themselves in the right positioning here for the rest of this half. They really want to start early, but
another bad pass.
They're not going to have the opportunity to do so, as TCU will now get possession, looking at a clear here.
That's what we talked about, right? Possession is key here. You got to chip away at this hole that they have made for themselves, and they're not doing a great job of just taking care of the ball, right? You don't need to make that long pass from up top to down low. It just doesn't need to happen. Swing it the other way, make the easy pass, find the gaps.
TCU just easily able to get that over the midline now as they wait for their personnel to get back on. TCU obviously trying to keep up this incredible first half they had. Still up 10-3 here.
Now they're getting their middies in here, so let's watch to see what they do with up top. He's wide open right now. They got to organize defensively. Who has him? Now, who's up the slide here? They want to utilize the up top alley dodges to create space. Again, the slide is just extremely slow. They're sinking way too into the middle. You got to get up. They don't want to utilize the middle.
Lockman with a great opportunity there up top. Definitely haven't seen a lot from him yet today. Maybe we'll get to see some here in the second half. Really talented player. As TCU still trying to work through those middies, find those opportunities.
Again, get up, get up.
Oh.
You got to get on his hands. That's a great save, though. Definitely a confidence booster, right? You didn't play the whole first half. That's the save you want to make right out of the chute.
Like you said, definitely wants to make a save here, give himself the opportunity. That first save was really critical from a goalie perspective. Gets you into the game, kind of confidence. You've now seen a shot, especially a great shot. I mean, cross crease, able to, even if it's just a simple kind of like that, it's a great opportunity for the goalie to kind of get in the norm, get in the game mode.
Now, being an attacker, you know, if you're a righty, it's harder to shoot on a righty goalie. If you're a lefty, it's harder to shoot on a lefty goalie. So now it's a change, right? They were finding success in the first goalie. They got to make adjustments here.
Oh, as SMU's going to just hit Matt Lockman with that shot. Oh, and someone's getting a penalty for cross-checking. I don't know who. I didn't see a flag down.
Some of these cross-checks have been a little iffy. I think maybe they're selling it a little bit, but we also know this is, the battle for the iron skillet. So it's chippy. They want to make sure they keep it contained before it gets out of hand. So I think you'll see them calling some extra tight today to ensure that it doesn't get out of hand here.
No, I think you're so right, and it looks like that is going to go against TCU. 1 minute penalty here. SMU, great opportunity early on. Man up. Oh.
Telegraphing passes, right? He had his stick in the passing lane. He knew he wanted to go there, and all he had to do was stick it out and knock it down. Move it the other way. You got to move your feet. You can't just stand with your feet planted and just pass around. It's not going to work on this defense.
TCU just continue to keep SMU on its heels here. It does not look comfortable whatsoever as they try to get the ball around, find an opportunity somewhere here through this physical TCU defense.
Again, your man up, spread out, make the defense work. That's not the pass you want. He's not wide open. Someone's going to be wide open. Utilize that.
Carter Schubert coming out of the cage there, just get that ball the other side of the field. Great opportunity for TCU. That's exactly what you want to do with that situation. If you have the ball there, just not a really good opportunity, chuck it to the other end of the field. Not only are you getting it out of your zone and farther away, you also give your attackman an opportunity to get that ball, which is exactly what Jack Storer was able to do here. Oh. Mason Wells fighting to keep that ball. SMU is going to get it going the other direction. Unfortunate for TCU, but they were able to fight off that penalty, so we are all even now.
Again, what we worried about going into this half, right, is the ability to come out as strong as you did in the first half. It is 0-0. They have to realize that you do have a big lead, but if SMU chips away, it's going to get into a one-goal game, and you don't want that.
Yeah, as TCU now has another penalty here. They're going to call a cross-check again here now on number 8, Josh Harrison. Like you said, they're definitely going to be calling it tight. Something TCU is going to have to realize sooner or later. Hopefully they do now, because they're just going to continue to get calls like that.
Again, though, on that shot, he should have put that low righty. There is no point. If you are a righty, there's no reason to put it that opposite side. Fake high, pin it low. Again, his stick is on his right-hand side. Put it on the lefty side so he has no chance in saving that. That should have been an easy goal for SMU.
SMU just continuing not to be able to take advantage, but they do have another opportunity here being man up. Once again, we saw TCU able to fend off that last time as we have a shot. Oh, just
high to high. You got to change your levels, right? You have to change your levels. If not, you better be shooting a whole lot harder than that.
Yeah, simple save there for Carter Schubert as we're going to have a clear here. They are still man down, so got to find that open man if they can. SMU has a man advantage, but TCU is going to be able to kind of just get right over, but drop the ball.
Sloppy play here in the second half, right? TCU is not playing as poised as they were in the first half. They have to realize, right, like I keep saying, you got to put in a couple more goals to really pull away with this win. It's still a tight game in my opinion right now. SMU really has the momentum in the second half.
TCU is going to get a call here and get the ball.
Lots of penalties.
Yeah, a little confusion here, it looks like, on the side. But nonetheless, TCU is going to start with the ball. Fresh shot clock here. And they are still man down, so they definitely want to
press out. Get
this behind X from a TCU perspective. Get the ball farther away from your goal, and then SMU wants to double here.
Right, there's no reason.
Wow, and TCU is going to get a great goal there being man down still. They actually only had 4 people on the field there with Carlo coming on a little bit later. Just a great job here. Look at Mac just coming around the crease there, beats his man, shot low and away there. Wow.
That is something as a coach you do not want to see, right? Defensively. You are man up. It is inexcusable to get beat on a 1v1 dodge from behind with 0 slide. Ideally, you should be double teaming the ball all over the field. That is inexcusable, and if I were over there on that coaching staff, I'd be calling a timeout and pulling people in and rallying them together. It seems like almost like a communication aspect. Like, what are we doing? We're man up, double. You got to talk. I don't even hear the talk out there right now.
We hear no communication. And like you said, you either should be doubling that ball, or at the very least, you're going to have a free slide from inside. And
exactly.
We didn't see either of those.
Very lackadaisical.
SMU is going to get the face-off win here. They are still man up, but we are going to be moving to all even very quickly if we 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep,
very
we are
sloppy.
all even.
This second half is very sloppy. the ball has been on the ground more than it hasn't been, and that's an issue, right? You got to take care of the ball here on both sides, right? It's not even just SMU.
Yeah, TCU definitely just looking a little bit sloppy here. Even with that goal, they don't really have a lot of momentum. I don't think that they're in a better place right now than SMU, personally.
No. This game feels very even. Without this lead going into halftime, I think it would be a very different game if you really just started 0-0 right now.
SMU looking to get a goal here on the offensive side. They haven't seen one in a while now, and we are over 5 minutes here into the third quarter. Wow, and just drops the ball right there. Will Ralph looking to get that ball. Good man ball there by SMU to get that ball back. They really need to keep this opportunity, take advantage of it. Oh, just put on the ground there by Tucker. Freshman defenseman gets the ball up. And looks like Cole Bacher is going to get that ball. Keep possession of it for TCU here in the attack. Pass it over, across to JT Macedo. That's just not a great choice there. Or if you're, we do have a flag down. So it looks like they did have a free play there. Still, I feel like there definitely could have been some better options there. I know they want to probably get JT the ball. He's a defensive mid. He doesn't see offensive action very often, but definitely needs to take care of the ball with a free play there.
And again, sometimes the right pass is not the right pass in this game, right? You have to play to the strengths of your team. If you're struggling throwing and catching in the second half, honestly, I'm not passing that ball. I don't care how wide open you are. I'm not giving it to you. If you can't make that catch, I'm not giving it to you. I'm settling it down on offense. I'm getting it around and like, let's relax here. We just played up and down, up and down. We don't want to turn it over. We don't want to make our defense have to play another set. And that's what they just did, right? Sometimes the right pass, is it there? Yes. But what does that success rate look like? I would have to, rationalize that as an attacker.
As TCU now is going to be man up here in the offensive zone. Looking to hopefully add to their lead here, get themselves some momentum, as we've talked about. It seems pretty even right now, and TCU wants to put themselves ahead. EJ Griff with the ball behind. Looking up top to Matt Lockman. Wow, broken up right there on that shot. Could have been a great just dagger there for TCU.
Again, he's thinking way too far in. His hands are going to get free right here. I saw that shot coming a mile away. He sunk in. He didn't commit to that double, but instead he kind of sunk in and left him wide open there.
Oh, errant pass there by SMU. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic save there. That is exactly what you want to see from an SMU perspective. A really tough save. Not easy to really see if you're not a goalie, but he had to come off stick hip on a one-on-one right there on the crease. That's a really tough save to make. SMU has got to be hyped about that save there. What should have been a great goal for TCU.
And that's a great save, right? But also, you can't just fake with your stick. You got to move your body, too. That's where a lot of players struggle. They'll say, hey, well, I faked there. It was just a great save. In my opinion, did you move your body? Did you move your body with your stick to change your levels? That's the difference maker when you're on the crease like that trying to make a play.
Exactly. Such a great point. TCU is going to get the ball back here, though. SMU had too many men over on their offensive side.
2 more goals and it's a running clock here, so let's be aware of that for TCU offensively here.
TCU trying to take advantage of an opportunity here, but SMU hasn't given them a ton to work with, but what they have gotten, they just haven't gotten a good shot on net.
Again, what's happening is they're trying to slide, but they're not going full speed. He says switch, but he doesn't commit to the switch, which leaves the backside wide open for a step-down rip shot. If you're going to call that switch, you better go full speed.
Cole Bacher now is going to start with the ball behindhand after a shot by Mack from up top. Just trying to get the ball around here to find yourself an opening.
Again, watch these slides, right? That's the issue here. If you're going to commit to something, you got to do it.
It does look like SMU's playing a bit of a zone here.
Yes.
Which I don't know how much TCU has seen of, so I think that's definitely kind of putting them in a little bit of an awkward situation as well. They're not able to exactly know how to play against this. They don't practice a ton, but when they do, they have a lot of success. But without Jason Knox here on the sideline, unfortunately, it's hard for him to be here and kind of explain what they need to do better.
But also in a zone, right? They're not pressing out. They're not getting out on you, and that's what TCU wants. They want to rip shots from outside. You're going to hang out in that zone, move it quick, and just rip it. That should be exactly that. That should be their dream as an offensive player, right? Don't press out at me. I'll just shoot past you. They got to be more poised with the ball.
You would definitely think so. As SMU has the ball, shot right there off the post. SMU is going to keep possession inbounds.
Ooh, that is just not the look you're looking for if you're SMU, in my opinion. I mean, a shot from up top, I think it has some great placement on the cage, but just a great opportunity for Carter Schubert to go in there, make a save, get the ball in his offensive sticks.
Well, he's too talented, right? You can't stare him down, shoot right at him, and think that's going to go in. He's a talented goalie who will make you pay. He's got to at least had 6-7 saves today, right? You got to make him work a little bit.
Oh. Not what you want to see if you're TCU there. SMU is going to get the ball back, trying to make something work here on offense. They haven't had a lot of success here. No goals yet this half, as we do have just under 6 minutes left in the third quarter here.
It's also lacrosse IQ, right? Why are you passing to a long stick across the field like that? That's not what you want. You have to know your personnel, right? That's a huge thing as an offensive player. Who's out there? Are we getting our own mids in? What are we doing? You can't just make a pass like that to somebody. Like, just know your personnel, right? That's a huge part is being an offensive player. What are they good at? Knowing their strengths, right? I'm not going to pass to a player that doesn't do great finishing inside. You know, even if they cut inside, I'm not going to make that pass.
Well, I mean, and that pass wasn't even on the stick, unfortunately.
Exactly.
That was just way over his head. As SMU is on the offensive here, wow, just a great save there. It was kind of low to low. Scoop could really see where that was coming, but also great job kind of putting it on his backside there. He did have to force him a little bit to kind of go for that underhand. It definitely is a little tougher to get your hands there, but Scoop makes it look so easy.
He's doing a fantastic job in net. He's really anchoring that defense down.
TCU is going to clear the ball here successfully. Again, trying to look for a success here on the offensive side of the ball. They had that one goal when they were man down, but other than that, they really haven't had a ton happen. Now, this goalie did make 2 great saves there, so hopefully, I mean, he's definitely in a state of confidence, so you want a really good shot going here.
He's playing fantastic, right? He's really making TCU have to work. In the first half, those shots were going in. Now, they have to think twice before they shoot, right? He's making some incredible stops.
Oh, running inside, just kind of letting that stick hang. SMU able to get a stick on that, get the ball out as they look to clear here. Got to get over the midline pretty easily. SMU now with the offensive ball.
Now, 24 is a great dodger. I've been watching him over the past couple plays. I would love to see him hedge over to the left a little bit more to create some space so that he can dodge and have a better look on cage. He's dodging. Watch. Zero angle there. Hedge over to your left and then make that hard split dodge or face dodge per se, and then get your hands free.
Especially, I mean, you're just decreasing your angle the farther down you go, and especially with how long they wait to wind up and take that shot. That's 2-3 steps there. That's that much angle that you've lost there, and you're leaving Scoob with just a lot of room, covering a lot of that cage, able to make that save easily, get that ball back up to TCU in their offensive zone.
He's a great dodger. Watching him, he's quick. He burns his defender, gets his hands free, just creates more space for him on the low end.
TCU now with another opportunity here. Matt Lockman outside, wants that shot.
Another great save.
That was a great save.
It's tough. Bounce shots like that are hard to read, especially on turf, so that's fantastic save right there. And it's definitely giving SMU the confidence. He's really been that light that they needed to spark this team in the second half.
But TCU just yet with another takeaway from SMU in their offensive zone. Getting the ball back in their offensive hands. That's exactly what TCU wants. Oh, that's not what they want, though. As they try to get a pass there across telegraph, and SMU just grabs that right out of the air, gets it back on their end.
Again, make the easy pass, right? That is not the easy pass. That's a defensive player's dream, right? To just step in that gap and snag that ball. Just kick it around through X, get it up that way, and get the ball around. You just got it on offense. Take care of the ball.
SMU looking for that dodge down. Great slide, though, there.
Great defense.
Oh, that's Sam Ferguson. Trying to get the ball back to Scoob. Does. A little close there, but ECU with the ball, looking to make a good clear here. We're seeing a lot of just defensive, great defensive plays on both sides here, just for this entire third quarter, I feel like.
Again, it goes back to possession and taking care of the ball, right? Run that shot clock down a little bit, make the defense work. If you shoot too soon into the shot clock, the defense is rested, right? They're rested. Make them work, make them shift, then make them pay. That's how you have to run it. You can't just be so run and gun all the time. It makes it a little bit too easy for the defense.
We are under 2 minutes here already in the third quarter, so a lot of time burned for TCU as they try once again on the offensive side of the ball.
Now they're slowing it down a little bit. I like this possession here. I like it. I like the ability to just see what you have, move it quickly. That's where they have found a lot of success.
Oh, Really great opportunity there for TCU. Finding Mack coming. What Reed did a great job was he kind of drew that guy outside. Mack found an alley right there, an opening, was able to kind of come across, just not able to get that shot on Cage.
It's kind of like a question mark dodge, but almost catching on the run. I like that because if you would have came over the crease a little bit more, you would have had a better angle. You got to drop in front of the crease, then turn and shoot a little bit more. You got to increase your angle, but you have to do it for yourself as an attacker.
And unfortunately, TCU just with an errant pass, SMU is going to get possession of that ball.
Where's the ride here, right? They're not making him work.
Less than a minute to play here in the third quarter. TCU up still 11-3. SMU is in no means out of this game at all. I mean, this is something very much in their reach still.
They have had just as many offensive possessions this half in comparison to last half. They just haven't been able to find the open gaps, and again, another turnover.
That's Tucker again, bringing the ball up.
Someone's got to slide.
Oh, he draws it. Lockman back. I definitely see what he's trying to do there, but especially with the long pole, you need to kind of put that in a perfect spot for him to catch that.
Again, personnel, right? I like it, but why not make the easy shot, which he had right there in that transition play. Now you're giving him another chance.
Unfortunately, SMU's going to get the ball back there. Under 20 to play, so got to go quick here. As they get their offense on the field. 10 to play now. I don't know if they realize the clock.
I don't think they realize there's 3 seconds left.
He goes for it now. And Sam Ferguson and company able to handle that pretty effectively. Really quiet third quarter, honestly. We saw a lot of great defensive plays and a lot of great goalie play, especially with the new SMU goalie. Done a really great job kind of making TCU a little uneasy on those shots, making them question them for sure, but also some great play from Carter Schubert as well.
Yeah, I think SMU, they've had the ability this half to get the ball on offense, just what they're doing with the ball. And I go back to saying this again, right? If you are an offensive player in the midfield and you're a talented dodger, you have to create space for yourself that you have an angle when you shoot. So we call this like sizing up the defender. You shift over to your left if you're a righty, and then you take a hard hitch as if in a face dodge, make him pay, and run down the alley and get a rip shot. The problem is they're not hedging over far enough to the left to create that space so that they have a better look at Cage. They're burning the defender, but there's absolutely no angle when they go to shoot the ball.
There's really so much going on here, so much to talk about, and we're really excited. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for the fourth quarter here at SMU. And we're back here for some fourth quarter action after a pretty quiet third quarter. Definitely looking for someone to kind of take some momentum back here. It's been pretty even as TCU wins this first faceoff in the fourth quarter.
Again, we talked about this at halftime, right? As a coach, you're telling them, you got to keep the pedal down. The score 0-0. They really didn't show that in that third quarter. Only to score 1 goal after you put up, 10 in the first half? That's inexcusable, right? If you want to win big games against good teams, that's where you have to be better.
As TCU tries to add on to the lead here,
getting the ball around, really slowing things down from what we saw right there at the beginning of the third quarter. They're trying to take their time here and find the windows, find the actual good opportunities for themselves rather than just taking the first one available.
Now, I'm liking this tempo, right? They're looking, they're seeing what they have. They're not forcing the middle yet. They're getting the ball around, making the defense have to shift. That's what you want.
Mack with the ball right now, up top. Looking to do a dodge.
26 going to slide. 42's got to step up, step up. He's hedging way too far. Look how far he's hedging. You've got to step in. It's a hard pass to make. I know you think you're open up top, but that's such a long pass to make, and it's probably about 50% accurate, right?
Jack Storr finding Brady Middleton there in the middle.
Crease.
And they're going to call crease there. SMU ball. Really great look, but unfortunately, Brady was just a little too far close to the crease.
I would love to see more of like a motion on this offense. Pass, cut through, pass, cut through. It seems very stagnant. They're staying in their spots. They're passing in their spots. That's all they're doing, and it's becoming very obvious.
Yeah, they're getting the ball around quickly, but that's about it. Nothing really else. The defense doesn't have to move a ton. They're kind of just able to stay where they are. And there isn't really a lot of communication like we've talked about. They really need to take advantage of that.
Defensively on both sides, I'm not hearing a lot of talking, and that's concerning. If you're a coach, it's very concerning. If your defense isn't talking, it's going to self-implode.
TCU is going to get the ball back here offensively. Once again, taking it slow, figuring out what they have, getting the right personnel in their areas. Oh, that pass is just too high. Brady's not able to corral that in. SMU is going to get the ball back here.
And that is a great look, right? If you have the stick work to catch, turn, and shoot. You know, my coach always said you never want to pass from up top down into the middle. You always want it to be from behind up into the middle. But if you have great stick work and you can use your body to shield, that could be a good goal. Like Jason Knox, the assistant coach, probably make that shot, right? He has great stick work, that Canadian background, right? That's what you're looking for in that type of box offense, right? But here today, I don't think that's playing to your strengths.
No, that very much is a box style. Right there, tight inside the crease. Not a lot of room for your stick to kind of move. But if you're able to corral that, you can have a great opportunity there one-on-one with the goalie. Little fake and then right on the other side. SMU now has the ball on the offensive side, trying to get something going for them. They haven't seen a lot of success throughout this entire game. We've seen some spurts here and there, but they're really trying to make something happen here. They still have some time. Just under 12 minutes to play here in the fourth. Oh, they find a man inside. Wasn't able to get his hands free right away, but able to get to cross that crease just right over Carter Schubert. Great play by SMU.
That is a great play, right? He's looking inside. He sees his guy. He doesn't corral the first pass, but credit to him to staying on top of that ball, right? As an attacker, a garbage goal is a goal. Ball's on the ground, picks it up, finishes it. You have to have that heads-up play, right? A goal is a goal. It doesn't matter how it happens. Ideally, right, you want to make that first time. Ideally, you want to make that.
Ideally, you want to make that the first time, but he is able to make it happen. Somehow gets that ground ball with the defenseman in the area. SMU is able to get on the board here. It now is 11-4. SMU finally seeing some positivity here. They got to be happy to see that as they try to take back at least some of what they've given up.
Another face-off win, too, which is huge for them. They're definitely playing better in the face-offs this half.
SMU back with the ball again on the offensive side, getting their personnel on. Immediate dodge, trying to go over the top, cuts back down the alley. Going to get it behind now. Oh, pass up top. Andrew, you are quick to kind of shut down that possible opportunity.
But I like that. I like that choice, though, right? If you don't feel like it's a high percentage shot, don't take it. You're not in a position where you can be doing that right now.
Try to get it down low shot, but it's going to be wide right. SMU is going to start with the ball once again here.
They've shifted. Number 24 is now more towards the middle, which I think could play to his favor in the way he dodges, right? If 17 could just cut through right now and he could go full speed that way, that's the look you're looking for. I just don't see a lot of motion on this offense right now. It's very stagnant.
Yeah, just a shot straight over the net there. Trying to shoot from over the middle there, but just a lot of traffic. Hard to get one on cage.
Right, he wants his dodge, cut throughs. They are cutting through, but it's a jog, and they're just hanging out in the middle. It's not helping.
Oh, finds a man across.
Good save.
What a great save by Carter Schubert there.
He's keeping him in the game, right? I would love to see how many saves he has. It's got to be 7, 8. He's doing a great job in that, and that's what you look for in a poised goalie. Like you said, he could be playing at a Division I school right now. He chose to come here, and it's really showing.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Again.
Oh, wow. What should have been a goal for SMU. Carter Schubert somehow does the impossible, just drops, able to make that save, doesn't allow the attackman to get that ball. TCU somehow gets the ball on the offensive side without giving up another goal there.
That's awesome, right? He turned the ball over, and that's, nothing that you haven't seen him do that this game, but then he makes that great stop. It's getting back in the game and knowing that I could make this negative play turn into positive, and that's what he just did right there.
We always talk about memory of a goldfish there, and that is definitely a spot where you want to have a memory of a goldfish.
I love that one. We used to say instant positive response. IPR. You drop an IPR.
Yep.
But I like that one. That was clever.
As TCU now has the ball on the offensive side. Mack with the ball up top. Got to get it over to Lockman. Lockman with another shot here, just can't get a follow through.
Again,
SMU doing a great job getting the hands.
Passing from back and forth to the same spot. You got to move it all the way around to shift that defense. You're not fooling anybody going back and forth in the same spot.
No, SMU can kind of just sit there and watch them. As Wells tries to take a shot there as well.
I love the effort on this goalie and the end line runouts. He's just creating this spark for this SMU defense.
Yeah, TCU hasn't really had a lot of success against him. Only one goal here in the second half. That came early in the third quarter.
Great job.
Tries to get Lockman inside, goes behind, shoots it at Mack. Mack can't get it to the goal. SMU with the ball now with the clear.
That's a great look inside there, though, right? You got to catch that. You have to finish that. That's going to up their game, right? If you can be more versatile and not just shoot from outside every time and make those catches in the eight, or not in the eights, excuse me, that's women's lacrosse, inside, that's what you're looking for. Sorry, the women's lacrosse player over here.
I understood what you were saying. So.
Right.
We are going to have a flag down here. It looks like it's going to go against TCU. Against number 21, Mack. Oh, they're going to call him offsides. Unfortunate there for TCU. They definitely don't want to give SMU any more opportunities. They want it in the sticks of their offense to try and put that ball in the net. Like we keep talking about, TCU is having a tough time finding that success. They're seeing those openings, seeing those opportunities like we just saw there. Lockman with a great cut inside, not able to catch it. Mack able to pick it up on the backside, but can't get that shot onto net. It's just so much that's going on there that they can't find success. But SMU is going to have a man-up opportunity here for 30 seconds.
Staying wide, right? Staying wide. You should not be dodging in a man-up situation. Find the open person. That's not the look. Right? And that's the thing, though, right? Like, it's so hard in man-up to feel like, hey, I have a step on my guy. Well, realistically, you should have way more of a step on somebody when you're man-up, right? It should be a clear lane that you find. A step-down shot, no one's on him. There you go. That's what you're looking for. See, that is easy.
That's exactly what SMU needed right there. They needed another goal there. Man up. They find the man open inside. Just a great job by them, as you talked about. You're trying to find that open spot. Catch the defense rotating, just not in the right spot.
Great handle, too, right? It's an awkward shot when you're cutting around the left side of the cage with your right hand, but he does a good job catching it, turning, seeing the cage, then finishing it. A lot of times guys catch and just want to shoot right away. You got to take one hard look and pin it around the goalie. Especially this goalkeeper. He is very talented.
SMU now only down 6 goals, 11-5. As TCU does get a face-off win here, something they desperately needed. And Jake Vietzet's going to take this all the way to the net, but is going to go over. Good possession shot for TCU, though. Going to be able to start a good offensive round here, hopefully.
Having long pull sprint down the middle and take that shot is not a bad look. You want to keep the defense honest. A lot of times they look at him as like, well, just, he's probably going to pass it, right? So keep him honest. Take that shot. I don't mind that, right? I don't mind that, especially when you're on, no one's coming up on you. Your hands are free. Why not?
You're really trying to force that slide there. If they're not going to slide, they're not going to respect you, then you're going to make them pay.
Right, exactly.
Unfortunately, Vitz can't get that on net. But like we said, good possession shot. Gives TCU the ball. Another opportunity here. They're trying to get that ball around real quick. Wow.
Great play.
That was just a great play. Cole Bacher able to find Jack Storrs streaking across the middle there.
Now watch though, this is a backside cut. all the defense is looking, and behind the cage, they're watching him, they're looking for that next pass. All of a sudden, backside, you make that hard cut across the crease, and you're wide open. That's what we're talking about, right? The ball goes behind, swings it low, he's looking, backside cut, they have no idea where he's coming from, boom, he's wide open. That's what they've been missing this entire game, is utilizing those cuts and not just taking that 1v1 ISO all the time.
Nice quick release there by also Jack Storer, able to kind of get that off right away. Hard for the goalie to even read that when it's right in his face like that. But SMU gets the face-off win here. Try to take advantage of a quick opportunity, but they are going to slow it down, pull the ball out. Just over 7 minutes left to play here in the game. TCU up now 12-5. That was really something TCU needed there to get the ball in the back of the net, make themselves feel a little bit better, some more confidence as they try to move into the rest of this game.
I think you're seeing more of the SMU team that you're used to seeing in this half. They just started off extremely slow, but now they're clicking now, right? They're getting the ball around. They're finding the open person. All right, that's a great cut.
Somehow there's just always a man open inside, it seems like, that they're just finding immediately. They're doing a great job getting that pass on, and most of the time they can corral that pass, but it looks like today they're having a lot of success with that.
Well, again, we talked about, right, like they want to shoot from outside, so the defense is playing towards that, so those inside cuts will be available if you are willing to make that pass.
Oh,
offsides again.
Might have been a slash on JT Macedo.
I think he went offside 33.
Whatever the less, we got TCU looks like they're going to have a man-up opportunity here as soon as someone picks up the ball. SMU gets it.
Or maybe it is a slash.
They're going to call it slash. So TCU's going to get a 1 minute man-up opportunity here. 6:20 left here. As TCU looks to try and add to this lead, kind of put SMU away.
They haven't really gotten over this score, right? It's been about this close. They can't get to that 10-goal advantage. And I think that's something as a coach, I'm not content with this score right now, right? I want to prove a point. We're ranked, lower than them. This team's top 25 in the country. We want to make a statement, and how you do that is you beat them by at least 10 goals here. They got to try to pull away. That's the statement you're trying to make.
And it seemed like they were making a statement early on. I mean, it was just goal after goal, finding those opportunities. And SMU finally, like we talked about, really showed up for the SMU that we expected today.
Right.
Unfortunately, it was just a little too late for them, but TCU definitely not satisfied with where they are right now. As we have a shot up top, Mac trying to take advantage of that opportunity just wide left of the cage.
And the awesome thing about lacrosse, though, is that, in soccer, sometimes if you're up 2-0, that game's pretty much over with. But in a game like lacrosse, you could score 5 goals in 1 minute, right? That's how awesome this sport is. So I wouldn't even be content with this lead because you have no idea. They score here, SMU gets the ball back, they score, they go and win the face-off, they score, and then you're talking, we have a ball game, right?
Well, I mean, yesterday alone in Division I lacrosse, they had that quite a lot in a few games. I know Yale Georgetown had that, where Georgetown had that slow, just 1 goal comeback. I mean, like, it doesn't take a lot. They just need to kind of 1 goal at a time type of mentality, which SMU had the opportunity here, but TCU is on the man up still.
Great save, right on his stick, right? You got to move it, but that's changing from a lefty to a righty goalie. A lefty goalie, that's a hard save to make. A righty goalie, that's right at their stick.
TCU does get the ball right back. Lockman with a pass right over the middle. If
I'm them, I'm killing some clock here, right? I'm killing some clock. You got 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. Get the ball around, get a good shot. Don't give them the chance to get the ball back and score and keep scoring, right? Get a good look at Cage.
We are all even now, too.
Yes.
Wow, just a great goal there by Brady Middleton coming down the outside.
Alley dodge there, right hand. It's a tough shot. Also, I would say as a goalie, you got to hug that pipe, right? There's only a couple places he can go there, right? It's that opposite side. So if I'm a goalie, I'm hugging. He was almost there. It's just a tough save, but also great shot there for TCU.
He was definitely expecting more of a bounce there. As you saw, he kind of brought his stick up a little bit instead of kind of keeping it close to the ground as you're dropping that low save. Just honestly, great placement by Brady Middleton there.
Mm-hmm.
TCU finally kind of taking advantage of these opportunities. We are going to get a flag here.
It's getting a little chippy. I think this game, there's been quite a few flags, but as we can just keep reiterating that this is a rivalry game, right? It means more than just a game, another matchup. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? You know, even when I was playing at Syracuse, right, you know, Duke women's lacrosse, they had their spurts, but typically, you know, we were ranked a lot higher in the rankings, but it's still Syracuse-Duke, right? So nonetheless, they're going to give us their best game. And that's exactly what you're seeing here, right? TCU maybe not ranked as high or as typically on paper as good, but they're giving them their best game today.
No, you're so right, especially like a school like Duke, a school like Johns Hopkins, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, they haven't seen a lot of success, mostly Johns Hopkins, but it's still a Johns Hopkins, and that's exactly what you're seeing here with SMU. It doesn't matter what the game is. Same thing with TCU. Like, they're always going to put their best foot forward. It always will be TCU versus SMU. Just such a physical game, and even when the score doesn't look close, the game will always look close.
That's a great shot.
Lockman, that's finally what TCU has been waiting for, the success of Matt Lockman. Just a fantastic shooter, and he is able to find a great opportunity there, shooting stick side high, too. I mean, exactly kind of where a goalie wants it, but actually hits the pipe there and just bounces right in.
Well, he's a big kid, right? So his ability to use his body, shield his defender, watch this, he looks like he's going to shoot here. He comes up, he gives a little hitch, goes by, uses his body, then pins that corner. You're not making that save, and also it's a great way to utilize his body and his speed and just his strength to get by that defender and make that shot right there.
TCU finally adding on a couple goals to this lead as Joe Cab gets the face-off win yet again. And we are going to get a timeout here for TCU as they are looking to make a statement here in this game. Like you mentioned earlier, SMU being ranked top 25 in the nation. TCU hoping to get there as well. Had a rough start to the season, but looking really great now. Great opportunity. We are going to take a break with them as well. We'll be right back here on Game On Sports Network. And we're back here at SMU on Game On Sports Network. TCU finally finding a little bit of success here in this fourth quarter. Up 14-5 now with an offensive possession. As Mason Wells is trying to come across the top here. Tries to find an opening, takes a shot, going to be wide left. We are going to get a reset here, so goalie must have tipped that or must have hit the pole or something like that. Great for TCU, though, with a fresh shot clock. Not able to convert there in the middle, but Carlo with a great pickup there.
Forcing the ball through the middle, right? Those cuts are there. It's just you have to be patient, right? You can't see the first one want to get it there. Oh.
Ooh. Cole Bacher with actually a great shot there, kind of going up top. Unfortunately, isn't able to connect there.
SMU in transition. Let's see if they're going to slow it down here or... Again, you don't want your long pole doing that, right? That's the thing. Pull it out, turn around, and there's going to be a midi coming in, right?
We've said it time and time again.
I mean, know your personnel.
But luckily, SMU is going to retain possession of this ball, keep it in the offensive end. Hoping to get a goal or two in here before the end of the game. We do only have just over 3 minutes left here today.
I will say in preparation of this game, TCU was here early. They were all together stretching. Right, and I think it's shown in this game today. They came ready to play as a unit. You know, they warmed up together. They were out here passing around. And you could tell they were ready to play. They wanted to make a statement here today.
Yeah, they're trying to find that camaraderie for sure. And unfortunately, they're unable to convert here on the crease after, or the clear after a big save from Carter Schubert. But And they are going to get possession after a big backup by Carter Schubert.
Good end line run out by the goalkeeper. I think that's super important, right, to know no one's behind if this is on me and to get there and to make that play.
Going to find number 7, Andrew Wilson here on the clear. And he's going to get it over the middle to Carlo. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Again, if I'm TCU here, I'm running the clock out, right? I'm running the shot clock out, maybe 20 seconds left, maybe going to cage. There's no sense, right? There's no sense in giving them the opportunity to get the ball back and score more goals.
I think you're so right. You know, there was an opportunity, or there was a point where they would have been doing that, but with such little time left now, definitely kind of let the shot clock go. Create a little bit of motion here when it gets to 20 and then go for it. But they are going to go for a shot here. But it is going to bounce off the defender. Still counts as a shot, though.
Again, that is a great dodge. You know, going left to right on that face touch. Move him though. Make him in the middle of the field so that he has a lot more room to shoot. I don't like how they're taking righties, putting them on the right side, giving them zero angle to shoot that ball. That was a fantastic dodge. It just stinks that he couldn't get in closer and have a better angle.
We got another shot here by Mack from up top. And it is going to still stay TCU ball. Oh, but he's
another turnover.
Yeah, not able to keep possession of that ball as SMU is trying to fight for it. Oh, but TCU gets it. Wow. Great awareness there by Jack Storr, kind of waiting there, sees the ball kind of come out, does a great ground ball, great shot.
Again, garbage goals are goals, and that goes back to what you were saying about SMU, right? You got to come up with the ground ball. They've struggled on that today, and that's where you're going to make them pay as an offensive player. The ball rolls right to you, you pick it up, you finish. And as an attacker, it's pretty awesome. You're like, oh, right to me. Now I'm going to pin this in the goal, right? And I think, you know, for SMU, it goes back to that ground ball issue that has happened this entire game. You got to come up with that ball. You got to get it out of there and get it on the offensive end.
You know, and what they always say, I know whenever, as I've played lacrosse my whole life, they always say it's a ground ball is who wants it more. Yep. And today it's just TCU has really wanted that ground ball more.
Right, they had 4 defenders down there on like one TCU person. How did they not come up with that ball?
SMU is going to have a face-off win here, offensive possession.
On the face-off today, or in the second half, they've done a lot better job winning it cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, TCU hasn't really had an opportunity to even pick that up off the ground. It's really just going straight to SMU. They try to kind of put a little bit of pressure on. They usually can't get a fast break out of it, but at least are able to kind of slow things down, get their personnel on the field as they're doing right now. But just over 1 minute left to play. Ooh, running right into JT Macedo there.
Again, you got to cut through, make the defenders have to guard somebody. Here's a slide, right? And now, when he slides like that, he's leaving his defender to slide.
Shot just kind of ends up as a pass. Great save by Scoob on the crease. No one knows. Oh, somehow gets it scooped into SMU's possession, finds it inside. Oh.
Reset the shot clock there, too.
Carter Schubert just standing on his head in there. And JT Macedo looking for a fast break opportunity. Takes a shot. Great save. Cole Bacher, though, able to pick it up right there on the crease. Goalie makes a great save, but just isn't able to keep possession there. Bounces out. And that all starts with Carter Schubert back there in the net, keeping that opportunity alive.
Yeah, and that's just a great heads-up play as an attacker, right? You see him coming down the middle. You want him to take that shot. There's 25 seconds left. It's a hustle play. You want to give him that shot, right? You just made that defensive stop. Go ahead, get yours. But then he's standing there, right? The ricochet comes off. I'm going to put this ball in and get the goal for TCU. That's exactly what he just did right there. Again, going back to SMU, right? They kind of are a little flat-footed. 43, he was way too far behind. He had no idea where the ball was at all in that play.
Joe Cav does get a face-off win here. Jets immediately triple teamed, not able to keep possession there. SMU now with the ball, 10 seconds to play, trying to make something happen. They do get a shot off, and it is going to stay SMU ball with 6 seconds left to play. And it looks like SMU is just going to kind of let the clock run out as TCU is going to get a victory here. 16-5, really big win for TCU. Tough loss for SMU. Definitely did not put their best foot forward today, but TCU has got to be excited about this one.
Well, and we saw earlier one of the fans had an actual iron skillet for the battle for the iron skillet. So TCU will come away with this win today. And I think they have a lot to show, a lot to improve on, but they've done a great job showing what they can bring to the table. And we talk time and time again, right? You don't want to show your cards right out of the chute. You want to get better as the season goes on. And that's what they are doing. They have a fantastic coaching staff, you know, with Jason Knox, that was, you talk time and time again, him bringing that NLL style offense into this team and showing them we can get better, right? right? And that's all you need to look forward to as a team like TCU.
And I mean, we keep talking about Jason Knox, but we also have Brody Cummins there, the defensive coordinator, who has done such a great job. Former TCU player himself, great goalie, and is such a good leader on the sideline for this defense and exactly what they need moving forward. We saw that physicality from that D today. We saw a little bit of a lack of communication at some points, but when they were communicating, when they were on, TCU is a team to reckon with, and SMU really got the end of that today.
Well, and going after SMU, right, they have so much they can improve on, but the biggest thing is you have the film, right? Go back, watch the film. What did you do well and what did you not do well? And I think offensively, it was just taking care of the ball, utilizing your offense in a better way, creating better shots, right? Those are the things that you have to do a better job at, and ground balls on defense. But the beauty is, right, those are things you can work on in practice, and you can get better from here on out. So it's not something I'd be worried about, right? You can get better, but they have to actually make strides to do that going into the rest of the season.
And SMU definitely has a lot of success to work with right now, and I think, like we talked about, it's still pretty early in the season. There's still a lot to work with. The LSA is still a great opportunity for them, and they have a good schedule coming up. Just a tough weekend, though, with a loss to Clemson last night and then a loss to TCU today. TCU is going to be victorious. They're going to move to 3-4 on the year, and they're looking really strong moving forward. Definitely excited about the possible opportunities for them.
Yeah, it was definitely great to see both these teams match up today. It was definitely a physical battle, but nonetheless, it was a great game.
Yep, and we thank you all for joining us today on Game On Sports Network here in Dallas, Texas. It was great to have you all today. Excited for you all to tune in later on this season. Thanks again. I'm Colin Stewart.
And I'm Morgan Alexander.
Have a good day.